Well, moving on, Kumbh 2019 is yet to begin, but history is already being rewritten. For the first time, the Transgender Akhada will be at the Mela. The Transgender Akhada made a royal entry chanting Jai Mahakali in Prayagraj. Not only was there a grand entry, but they were also welcomed wholeheartedly by the citizens of Prayagraj. People showered flowers on the sannyasis from the roofs of their houses. The Kinnar Akhada has also been given VIP facilities from the authorities. Prashant Kumar joining us on the phone line. So Prashant, it's heartening to see that at least in Prayagraj and at least in the Kumbh Mela, you have equality of all genders, including the third gender.
Well, absolutely. So heartening to see, isn't it? What we saw yesterday on the streets of Allahabad, especially for the Kumbh, is something that is only, can be termed a historical moment.
Yes.
In the history of India, and the way in which they were welcomed, in the way in which they were received by the people of Allahabad and also by the saints there in the Kumbh compound is something that tells you that India is changing, and this is the reason why we should always fight for equality. And the fight for equality has reached to a point where even the sadhus and the babas have, in a way, accepted the third gender, and that's the reason why you now have the entire Akhada of third gender, the transgenders community, coming out in large numbers, being welcomed wholeheartedly by the citizens, and they will also be performing all the rituals in Kumbh, and they were also given VVIP security and VVIP facilities at the tent, medication,
yes,
everything there at the Kumbh premises.
Yes, we can see the rousing welcome that is being accorded to the transgender members. And this comes at a very interesting time, Prashant, because we are at a time when we are protesting, when we have protests for women's entry into temples. And here you have a situation where, forget about women, all genders, transgenders notwithstanding, are being warmly welcomed. Can you tell us the sentiment behind this? Because this is the first time that you have a Kinnar Akhada of this sort. It has taken quite a few years for this to happen.
Well, after that, you see, if you talk about this particular community, they have fought for long. They have fought ever since independence. Now the country got independence, but this community never got. So they were always fighting for their rights. They were always fighting for their spot in India's, society. Now that they have been given the right by the Supreme Court, they have been, equally accepted by the society also. And as you mentioned about the Sabrimala, as you mentioned about the other temples, this happens when the politics comes in between. Now, in this particular case, if you talk about Kumbh, there is no politics involved. All the parties are equally welcoming. All the parties are equally celebrating it. And that's the reason, when you keep politics aside, India is the best country to live in. And that's the perfect example for you to see how the transgender community was received by people.
Right.
But if you talk about politics coming into the religion, now that's exactly, the result exactly is what is happening in Sabrimala. So clearly the politicians and also the people of this country need to learn from what is happening in Kumbh and from what is happening vis-a-vis Sabrimala temple is concerned.
Right. It is indeed extremely heartening to see that there is no discrimination at the Kumbh Mela, and of course this level of sensitivity must span across the country. Thanks very much for joining us, Prashant.